Hello, everybody, and welcome to Overtime, the Lee and Hayley podcast. I'm Slick Cruse along with Hayley Harmon.
Oh, my gosh. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. This week's episode. We are so glad that you are with us. Happy early St. Patrick's Day. Coming up on Monday.
Yeah, that is right.
Oh, that's why the set is decorated for St. Patty's Day.
It is. We've got the Irish colors.
Green.
You're
You're even wearing green.
The Emerald Isle.
Oh, my gosh. Amazing.
Never been, but a lot of my Irish friends tell me it looks very similar to our home state of Kentucky.
Well, there you go. I would like to go to Ireland. I think it'd be really fun, and this is so touristy and cliche, but tourist stuff is cool for a reason.
Bridget's been.
That's right. She has been. She went on her honeymoon. But she'd been before. I think she'd studied abroad and stuff and done school trips. But then, she went there on her honeymoon. She and her lovely husband. Yeah. Anyway, I would love to drink a Guinness at Guinness.
Oh, okay.
In Ireland.
Right.
Anyway, but happy...
and I would love to do a Dutch oven in Holland.
Would you? You know what? Let's make both those things happen.
Sure.
Separately, of course, because I don't want to be with you when you inevitably get arrested. Anyway, on the show recently, Lee and I made a Nutty Irishman cocktail. It was a hot coffee cocktail. Think of your Irish coffee, but take it up like 10 notches.
We didn't really go gangbusters on that.
I thought it was delicious.
I do too. I love an Irish coffee with whipped cream.
It was so good.
It's all about the whipped cream.
All about the whipped
The
cream.
cream that has been punished.
Oh,
is
dear.
delicious.
Have you, at your family
Ever been whipped?
Have you ever been whipped?
Not since Saturday night.
Oh, dear. And I long for it. And here it is Thursday. No, in my house, part of the holidays is my mom or my grandmother used to, but now my mom always, and now me sometimes, we always whip fresh whipped cream.
I've never done that.
I'm sure, I knew you'd never done it.
I've only broiled stuff.
I know.
And I just recently did it.
You just learned the broil
Yes,
mechanism of
I
your
had
oven.
tutelage vis-a-vis a phone call. Mm-hmm. A lovely voice on the other side told me, "What do you mean you don't know how to do it?" And I said, "Well, I don't want my. What I had was leftovers, and I had
Yes.
what
Heating
I had.
up leftovers, yeah.
So I had French fries though. Where did this come from? You and I got this. Someplace.
Carson's.
Oh, that's right.
You and Nikita and I went for lunch.
Yeah, that's right. So I had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, essentially.
Shaved
with
prime rib.
The shaved prime rib,
Yeah.
but it was more like a Philly cheesesteak with au jus fries. If I microwave that, and that's all I really know how to do, unless I'm grilling something, then I'm kind of handy. But I thought, I don't know. Well, anyway, the information comes down the line.
And it said, "Watson, can you hear me?"
It said, just broil it. I go, what the hell? I don't know what. And then
It's pronounced boil.
Yeah, you got a speech impediment.
My Lord.
She said, "What do you mean? It's on your oven?"
Yeah.
And I go, "It is not." And there it was, actually.
Don't
in
you
the
talk
oven.
about my oven. You don't even know her.
Anyway, that's actually in the oven, and that's a
Yeah,
setting.
it's just
that
like the top.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Well, I think it came from the top because I burnt the bun. I left it in too
look
long.
in your oven. Next time you turn broil on, look, it's just the top of the oven is heated up.
Now I know that.
But yeah, wow, what a good way to get a crisp fry back instead of a
Tonight, I've had the chicken wings. Or I had the chicken wings earlier today.
Okay. I was like,
So
what? Past, present, tonight, I've had the chicken wings.
Tonight I will broil those. I think that. Don't you think that would work better than the microwave?
Best option, I feel like, for wings would be in an air fryer.
I don't have an air fryer unless somebody's going to tell me, well, you've got a magic button on your oven that says air fryer.
I think some people think in air fryers too because they're like, it's just convection, which you can do in your oven, but you got to preheat the oven and all that stuff. The thing about an air fryer.
What do you mean got to preheat it? What is the fascination with preheating?
Oh, it's fascinating.
What does it matter if it's heating, if the oven is hot when you put it in, or if it warms up gradually?
Well, some things
Why
there's give or
does it
take in
matter?
the cook time, but some stuff it might be specific. Like you can only cook it 30 minutes at 400. You don't want to cook it 30 minutes at 400 and then 2 minutes at 385 and then 2 minutes at 325 and then 2 minutes at 280. It might mess it up.
Okay.
Like, come on. You know how many times have your souffles fallen because of that very reason?
Listen, I'm seeing a urologist about that.
For your fallen souffles.
Doc, my souffle has fallen, and I can't get it back up. No, honestly, I don't know. Here's one thing I won't even attempt to tackle. I know it's out of my depth of understanding. Is baking. I don't know how to do that. That's science, and I don't know how to.
Oh,
do
like
it.
a cake, like that. I thought you meant turning the oven to bake.
Can bake his little tuchus off.
It was an injury that he's had treated.
You ever think about his tuchus? I wonder if it's adorable.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Because
I gotta be honest,
he's a slender dude. Now, what happens? Because I know I fell victim to this on occasion. People will go, "You have no butt. Okay. You have no butt." But then if you see it without clothes, it's kind of adorable.
People saw that. I was very self-conscious because it is true. I have no butt.
But it doesn't. You put on jeans and it's just like this flat backside that goes down. Mm-hmm. It's not juicy, as the kids would say. But that's not true without clothing.
I mean, of course you still have a butt.
Yes. And I thought, I don't know why I thought of his tuchus, but I just did. And I bet it's adorable.
I don't like this. What do you want me to say? I feel like
I want you to go all in on it and say, my God, we must witness this.
The curves, the lines, the lighting, it looks best in.
Put him in a thong and let's see it.
I feel like on the show recent, I'm good. I don't want to be there. Do that on your Dutch oven tour of Holland. I feel like we talked about Noah's Behind on the show.
Wait a minute. You just said something ingenious. What if we did a cooking show in Holland and we called it the Dutch oven? Why can't we do that?
I think we can.
You and I could tour.
Oh, we're going to go to Holland. We're not just going to do a fake green screen backdrop.
No, you and I will go to Holland and we'll do the Dutch oven tour.
Okay, a tour?
Yes. The show will be called the Dutch oven.
The Dutch oven. I actually really like that.
It's kind of good.
Can Noah come too?
Well.
No, I feel like we were talking a competition about Noah. I think it came up and it drove me crazy. And we talked about Noah's Behind. Like, he's just too slender for some reason.
I'm jealous of his slenderness.
But you're thinking the two of you might have small behinds.
Well, I just know that you got no butt. I've heard that derogatory term being yelled at me at construction sites.
Oh, really?
When I walk
Don't even walk by here. You've got no butt.
Yeah.
What is it you hoped they'd yell at you when you walked by?
Hey, Juicy.
That's what you hoped.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Amazing. Anyway, recently on the show, we made a St. Patrick's Day cocktail. We did a St. Patrick's Day craft. We also got to tour the new Publix grocery store that's in our area. And Lee got to have his very first pub sub, submarine sandwich from Publix. So good.
Yeah, for those of you listening, if you're in the state of Georgia, Mississippi, or North Carolina, you guys already have a Publix. We do not. We're a Kroger-bound entity.
That's right.
But so the first Publix has arrived to central Kentucky where we live. There's one in Louisville, and they're advancing north. Yep. But we're very familiar with Publix because when we go on vacation to Florida,
That's how most of us were introduced to the glorious green grocery store.
And it's so clean, and everything looks fresh and healthy. I'm still eating those peanut butter pretzels.
Oh, so good.
One of the best PR guys on the planet.
Jared. Hello, Jared from Publix PR.
Yeah, Jared is a guy. He's based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And first of all, he does a killer job. Publix, I don't know what they're paying him, but they should double it. Because of him, they got all kinds of free publicity from us because he manipulated us in a very evil way. We mentioned Publix.
This is a slam podcast about Jared.
Jared cannot be trusted.
No.
We mentioned Publix when we saw the construction. Jared is using some very expensive device that picks up key phrases or words all throughout the internet. They see that on that Driving Me Crazy segment. And Jared sends us a care package with sunglasses, goodies, everything he could round up in the office.
He knows our love language is gift giving. For us, it's gift receiving.
Clue that Publix was aware that we even existed. And then this comes, and it's like, well, what are we going to do? We're going to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So he generated free publicity for his company, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of that. Now we're doing it on the podcast because Jared may be Satan incarnate.
I don't think so. He was very handsome and very sweet and very knowledgeable and very hospitable.
That's
I'm in love
exactly
with him.
how Satan appears. Good-looking, intelligent, eloquent dude.
So no one would ever think you were.
That's correct. Not with this tiny bottom.
Satan would have a big old behind. Anyway, yeah, the pub sub was delicious. We got the Italian and also just had a great time there. One of the things they're most famous for are their bakery, but their key lime and mango key lime pies.
It was so good.
So delicious.
But yeah, you should go to Publix if you haven't and enjoy a pub sub.
Also coming up on the show soon, you are going to see, we spent the day in Louisville, Kentucky earlier this week. We went to the Louisville Slugger Museum and Factory. And then we also went to the Kentucky Science Center, which is like maybe half a block away from Louisville Slugger, which is
Across the
science
street.
learning for all ages. That was really,
Right there
really
on
fun.
Whiskey Row.
We ate at a
Hey, kids, we're going to Whiskey Row.
Woo! We ate at a really good restaurant in downtown Louisville called Mussels and Burger Bar.
Pretty good.
Delish.
What'd you get? You got,
I got a French dip.
Yeah.
It was the largest sandwich I'd ever encountered. I felt like I'd really, really done a lot of eating, and I look, and half the sandwich is still there.
Well, half of it is in my car.
Okay, listen, I did eat the rest of the way home, and it was a very, very crumbly baguette, and I tried the best that I could. But I said, I got a lot of crumbs over here. How about next week when we're doing a driving, we go to the car wash, and I will vacuum it out for you. And you said, you will vacuum it out for me. Mocking me. Sounding just
I'll
like
let you.
Jared.
I will let you do it.
Okay. I mean, you still got to pay for it, but I will do the actual action of vacuuming. I love vacuuming. I hate it, but I love vacuuming because the instant gratification. When I, dump out the canister, I'm like, look at all that filth that's gone.
That's how I feel about laundry. I don't like doing laundry. Everybody thinks I love it, but
You're
I
just
don't.
like looking at the clean stacks.
I like smelling fresh, clean clothes.
Yes. When I was a kid and begrudgingly, I would go into the laundry room, my mom would be like, Hayley, I need you to fold what's in the dryer. If the dryer had just gone off, I would open the dryer door.
And crawl
No, do not do that.
Oh.
I would open the dryer door, best as if it was a load of towels, take it all out. And I was short as a child, so I would just lay back, fall back onto the ground, and let all the hot towels lay on top of me. And I'd just lay there
good.
2 to 3 minutes till the heat went away or before my mom yelled at me like, what are you doing in there? And then I'd jump up and fold them really quickly. As a child, I remember being traumatized when I'd have to fold a load of dryer clothes and my dad's underwear were in there. I'd be like, oh, God, I shouldn't be seeing this. Boxer briefs.
Imagine how I feel when I fold your dad's underwear.
That is weird. I don't know why you're there. Are you at my parents' house or his clothes at your
Oh,
house?
it's what he left in a hurry.
We're going to end the podcast there. I've just received some devastating news.
What was I going to tell you?
Kids are weird. Like, picture me 8 laying on the laundry room floor covered in towels. What were you going to tell me? Spill. Stop holding in.
No, I think it was about laundry, wasn't it? Maybe not.
You need Publix to sponsor your dryer sheets habit.
Yeah.
If Lee uses 15 dryer sheets, I'm not exaggerating, per load. You guys have heard
Well, I'm
this.
going to tell Jared to listen to this podcast and have him send me some coupons.
So you are in league with the devil.
Yeah, I don't care.
Jared is a lovely, wonderful person.
No, we love Jared.
We do. Guys, my new favorite drink obsession. We bought these on a whim at the grocery store the other day, and they're so good. You can see it here on the video version. It is the 7-Up Zero Sugar Tropical. It tastes like orange pineapple or peach.
You want me to take
pineapple,
a sip
peach,
of
or-
this?
Oh, please, would you, sir?
Is it cold? It's kind of cold.
I got it out of the fridge. Our office fridge keeps things chilled, not ice cold, but pretty good.
It's not bad. It'd be better if it had rum in it.
That's exactly what Nikita said.
Did she?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Malibu rum with this? Oh, summertime.
Nikita just texted us, by the way.
What'd she say?
Well, are we to the? I guess we can do some questions and comments. But and by the way, if you want to write to us with a question or a comment, it's ideas@leeandhaley.com.
Oh, before we get to those, though,
Oh,
I would be remiss if we didn't do kind of a catch-up corner. Last week, we dedicated part of our episode, including the title, to one of your lovely cousins. Has he listened?
I think he did.
Did he tell us?
Well, he acted like he was going to bring legal action
Because we said his name, even though
because we said his name, and And we said he's going through some life changes. I didn't even say what those are.
He had texted you asking for advice about something.
Yeah.
And so you decided to read that here, and then we just made the whole episode about him.
Yeah, so he's a big fan of the podcast.
Hi, Chase. We love you. And hi, Will, your other cousin, who also listened.
Yeah, now Will's my first cousin.
First meaning your favorite?
Yes.
He is my first cousin.
Chase is 18th.
Chase is my 18th cousin by favoritism.
No, Chase is, I don't know how that works. Chase's mother and my dad are first cousins.
Okay, so I can never get it right. You're either second cousins then, or possibly first cousins once removed. Or second cousins once removed.
Well,
I can't remember how that works, where the removed comes in.
Why don't you just say third cousin?
Gotta say, I have no idea.
Because Chase's mother is my second cousin, correct? She's not my first.
Yeah, so he might be your second cousin once removed.
Why do we even say cousin? Would it feel... Well, no, I guess it would be a cousin. Yeah, it's got to be a cousin. Although Bemidji feels more like an aunt to me.
His mother.
Yes.
She is beautiful, by the way.
She's a good-looking lady.
She
always has been a beautiful lady.
She was in the same sorority as our sweet employee, Kelly. And we were on a shoot one day and then ran into your friend Chase's, your 18th cousin Chase's mother. And she was at a luncheon with all her sorority sisters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time
and
you
she
saw
and Kelly
her.
connected.
And I said, that's her. And you're like,
said,
what?
She's gorgeous.
There's some good-looking women over there on the cruise side.
Yeah.
There really are.
Now the men.
My Aunt Catherine, good Lord. Well, she's no longer with us. But she was the epitome of elegance. You never saw her unless she was completely gussied up and looked like a Hollywood starlet. Always. My grandmother was a good-looking lady. I mean, she smoked and drank quite a bit.
As the good ones do.
Yeah, but, as a young woman, she was a smoke show.
Audrey Hepburn smoked and drank.
Right.
Still pretty.
And they look very similar.
Really?
Audrey Hepburn in the Richard Dreyfuss, John Goodman, Steven Spielberg movie with Holly Hunter, where they're always, that's the name of it.
Never heard of it.
Audrey Hepburn plays an angel. That's kind of the way Kathleen looked later in life.
Your grandma.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Now, so all the women were pretty and all the men were dogs?
No,
You said all the women were pretty.
they were.
Then what about the men?
Well, I mean, Greek Adonises.
Even prettier is what you're going
And
to
one
say.
great uncle they called Muscles.
Really? He lived in a little shell. Muscles. But his first name, of course, was Popeye.
I never will forget. I'm working at a TV station this has been 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
I may have told you the story.
I don't know.
And I get a message from, up front at the desk that there's a lady here to see me. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, no.
And an
Oh, you knew
elderly
this day would
lady comes in. No, elderly, like 80 plus years old. But very with it, very bright and great cognitive skills.
Yeah.
But she sits down and wants to talk to me. And then she tells me she grew up with my grandfather. I'm like, oh, okay. So she starts to tell me about all the stories of the times they went swimming, of the times they did this, the times they did that, and how handsome he was. Now, as she starts to tell me these stories, I notice her hands approach my face. She's caressing my face in love with my grandfather. But apparently she thought I looked a lot like him, and she's stroking my face in front of everybody at the newsroom.
What happened?
Well,
we dated for 6 months.
Dated and then, yeah.
She ghosted me. Can you believe that?
Now, she would reach out to me and we would talk occasionally.
That's what you were reminding her.
Yeah.
Now
but I knew right away she had something for him. I think she was slightly younger than him. Like, he was obviously an older teenager when she was a young girl. And so she just crushed on him. Mm-hmm. I don't think anything ever happened. I just think
But that was, he was her.
Yeah, that was her guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she had no clue who I was until she's watching TV. and said,
sees the face
and
of her
sees,
love.
and sees Slick and goes, "That's Slick,"
My God, he hasn't aged a day.
and tells her son, who is an old guy himself, "You must take me to the TV station." And that's how that all came about.
That is so.
She goes, "When I saw your name was Cruse, you must be.
Yeah.
You must be him."
You must be him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there she is now. It's Nikita, one of our lovely producers.
wanna-
And her walking through means we are nearly out of time. We got to go tape our TV show.
Okay. Well, we'll start with that question from Nikita. And she wants you to do this.
Oh, okay.
Favorite Parker Posey impersonation?
Parker, no. Tsunami. Buddhism. No.
So that you're doing her character from
The White Lotus.
White Lotus.
Where she plays a Southern North Carolina mother addicted to relaxation
who
pills.
I can't remember if her and her husband, who I love that actor, he was the baddie.
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaac was so good as a bad. You just hated him so much in The Patriot.
Yeah, he was Lucius Malfoy.
Yeah, yes,
In
he
Harry
was also
Potter.
in Harry Potter. But in The Patriot, he was the arch nemesis to Mel Gibson.
Yes. He's a good bad guy.
Oh, he's a great
He's
bad guy.
I mean, it's
Just-
so. Yeah.
Well,
I feel like people that play good bad guys don't get enough fandom because everybody hates them. But that's exactly what you wanted them to do.
And did he? I think he killed Heath Ledger.
He killed. That's one of the early scenes in The Patriot. One of Mel Gibson's sons, Heath Ledger, in the film, or maybe it was a different boy. But one of his sons
He
gets
killed
killed.
one of his sons, and then he's gloating over it and looking at Mel Gibson like,
And didn't he have a stupid little ponytail like they did
"Oh
back
yeah,
then?
he's just a piece of work." Anyway, but he goes in his character in The White Lotus goes to Duke or North Carolina, and Parker Posey goes to the other one.
It's a whole thing.
They're alums of Duke and North Carolina, which they hate each other.
Yeah, sure. She's so good. Best in Show, Waiting for Guffman, any of those Christopher Guest movies, or when my parents loved those movies, so I watched them when I was a kid, and Parker Posey's so amazing. So amazing as a neurotic show dog owner and also as a wannabe actress starring who worked at Dairy Queen. Just doing the cones.
The other
Buddhism. Tsunami.
The other question we got is from Kelly. Favorite spring activity?
Patio drinking.
Yeah, that's good.
You don't even have to be drinking an adult beverage. Just eating, drinking, enjoying life by yourself or with friends and family on a patio, be it at your house or be it at a restaurant. I love dining al fresco, as they say.
That's what that's called?
Yeah.
Al fresco.
Oh, I think. I could be wrong. I'm
I
wrong
don't know.
a lot. I stay wrong.
I didn't know. I thought that was del fresco.
You're thinking of... There's a
Al
fast
Pacino.
food Mexican restaurant called like Del Taco. Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
We're going to eat Al Pacino.
Yeah. Dining al fresco. Al fresco dining or outdoor dining means enjoying a meal in the open air, whether on a patio, terrace, or other outdoor area, typically with comfortable seating and a relaxed atmosphere. Al fresco dining. So I shouldn't have said dining al fresco.
Well, it's a good time to do it before the insects join you. Because soon they'll be here.
Soon they'll be here.
And then they want to hang out.
Yeah. We're experiencing fall spring where we live right now. So it's that warmth that we know we're going to get a couple more cold snaps, probably.
Oh, we'll get some snow, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Although, I know what I was going to tell you. I have made a decision. Because the consecutive warm weather, when I wash something that is winter wear, it will not go into rotation. It will go into storage in the other closet for next winter. I have enough to cover me, but I've already made that decision. So whatever is worn and then washed is moved.
You're saying goodbye to the season.
Into the phantom zone.
Into the phantom zone. Your guest closet is scary. Okay, everybody, if you have questions, comments, or ideas for us here on the podcast or the show, send them to ideas@leeandhaley.com. We're going to go get ready for the TV show. Thank you for listening. Please follow us on social media. Just search Lee and Haley and then watch the show as well. We air weekdays at noon on our home market of Lexington, Kentucky, and Central Kentucky on Fox 56. We also air in Georgia, Mississippi, and North Carolina.
All right, guys. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Pat. Well, we were sitting next to an Irishman today, and what a mouth on that guy.
We were dining out
lunch.
Semi al fresco Unicata, and this guy, he was really talking.
F this, F that, F that.
He was having a really bad day. I love it. I could listen to any kind of accent all day long, and especially when the heated accent gets crazier.
Yeah.
There goes our favorite Irish girl, Bridget.
Just the F-bomb. One after the other. It's like having lunch with my attorney.
Yeah, who wronged you, brother? Okay, we got to go, everybody. God bless you. We love you. God loves you. Hang in there. Bye.